Well, for our marshmallow review today, we'll do some physics.
Let's welcome to the show New Jersey Congressman Jeff
Do
Andrew.
physics,
Okay,
shall we,
Congressman, I
please?
know you're fired up
Congressman?
and ready to go. We want you to
In a
sit
petri
tight and
dish,
listen to the soundbite.
there is
President Biden
CRISPR
saying
and
first
the
responders and
DNA
cops
sequence
should be
for
fired if they're not vaccinated. Watch.
smallpox, COVID, whatever you'd like. Now, in there, you have the same neighborhood, which is a stoplight, in Judge Judy's case about giving somebody a ticket and stopping something in the CDC. Let's talk about incidents and case reports to say, I did things at the Quickie Mart that kept it from being a problem because you can do things under regulations, the policies, that say the police would be a thing that under the incident report you can watch. Now the problem with that petri dish you see is it happens at a different time scale, T-note, than everything else. When you look at me, the electron in the Fermilab, I watch my numbers 24 hours a day even when I'm sleeping. I just assumed that I slept inside of there because I didn't get out of the bed and do any kind of crazy shit and everything was where it was where I put it last night. So therefore, I'd assume that the universe hasn't broken over 33 years. That's how it'll keep going. Now, inside of here, you're going to actually go argue that problem in the incident report. Oh, I have to do that backlog on information sensing. That's why you have managers. That's why you have XM specs on the turnover for quantum batteries over there to tap into energy, light emitting diodes and the light receiving diodes. The AC talking about officers that couldn't do the push with the ROTC program. They're just at the football game grinding right here for diamonds. Now the positive number is, again, thank you for that Space Force. Clearly it's an optical illusion on the lensing of the Hubble 45 of it all. Given some cosmic web or voidy cluster out there, or the void. In the review, you still have the same problem. We're looking at what the void was with a constant standard of this Quickie Mart guy washed his hands after every, not wash his hands, hand sanitizer. Why hand sanitizer over washing your hands? Because then you drip it everywhere. And then there's U soup floating around everywhere in the building because you touched it, you didn't dry it correctly, or you didn't factor the timeline between customers and making a sub and doing a thing before I elbow somebody in the face. Like, you got to pay attention to what you're doing because it wouldn't give a fuck about COVID. I would be the manager of that Subway or Quickie Mart. Clean handles twice a day on the system. We cut down the risk quite considerably across the board. And maybe if you notice the Planck IH coming at you in the 200 mile an hour 2x4 wind tunnel test, that is the Quickie Mart with somebody sneezing that fucking day, or whether you could handle it given the hurricane and the dragon field theory that day. Where you living? AR-15.
Come Thanksgiving, because the president is pushing the vax mandate. They're saying
so that area is COVID. Now somebody's sneezing in here. Bless you. Thank you for the early warning system, buddy. Now mark your feet, please, and figure out what your protocols are for being sick today and how many extra times you got to use hand sanitizer. It's a number. Figure it out.
Is making what should be part of the cure worse than the disease, as hard as that is to believe.
Don't touch people. Don't see your granny this week.
We have freedom of speech.
You're off. You are restricted from
religion. We have freedom of education. I hope.
Matter of fact, I love you too much to let you fat.
Freedom of how we deal with our health care. I'm not anti-vaccine. I had the vaccine.
Oppenheimer, Vishnu, Shiva, Kali, Valentine, Rabbit, Son, you will become it, whether you got a vaccine or not.
We are a free country.
So you want to be a congressman or whatever, you're going to become it, and you're going to be dead and buried under that paperwork. It's little, it's just metal, different plasticity under paperwork, the same YF over X numbers, M1 to M2, derivative L over derivative T. On the system, it could be either or, and Heisenberg's uncertainty of which pages of the polarizing 4 for Laplacian and Minkowski in space physics hangman game we're playing here. Your name comes up under that lynching.
These are real issues.
And bleeding heart tree. MiG-1 to MiG-2, tilt to moose.
It should scare people. If it doesn't, they should really think about it.
Again, the issue again and again and again, and we've said it repeatedly on the show, it's this. that the Supreme Court ruling
So
in
you push, man. You
1905
push.
said
It's
that
like you
states
watch those video
the
games in the
power about
AR-15. It's
vaccines
like, what's
belongs to
COVID out there?
local,
Anything that comes
local
up, some
officials
MiG
in the
floating
states,
around out
not
there.
in a centralized
On your
government in
board,
Washington, D.C.
you being
Period.
bored?
That's what it's about. And the OSHA
At board,
emergency
like I got all
standards
these
they've been
kids coming
citing,
through
and
here,
many have
passing
been
through me,
overturned in
telling me
court.
about their squeak,
So,
trying to get me
you're
to
pushing
listen to
for a
their
vaccine
fucking
mandate
psychology
that could
time. All I had to
result in
do was put it
So,
into the
final word. What do you say?
YouTube file, playing iRobot with Sony
Even
having
in
to
New
toss
Jersey,
my
we give
ass
people
out of
the
the free
option.
energy
Religious
generating
exemptions,
Tesla
there's
tower
health
powering
exemptions.
Uber cars around town.
People should have the freedom to make a choice, and then we should
Because that's what it would
encourage
be.
the
I know
right
it sounds
thing.
like
By
a
the
joke,
way,
but you
how
chase
about
the
if you
electron
have
cloud to ground
natural
before it
antibodies that
zaps
you've
you.
developed because you have the virus?
You
They
move.
won't even deal
Get
with
out of the
that.
way.
We've sent letters. I'm in the doctor's caucus. I'm a dentist, to the CDC, and they won't even show us the
Look it up.
courtesy for United States congressmen to get a return answer.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a
we don't know
gravity in
about
a tower
antibodies. We
like
don't know
that.
how long they last.
But when's the
Could be-
last time it's really
nobody
been what it
knows.
was supposed to
So
be?
that's
There's a
something
farm.
that deserves
It's a fucking farm.
exploration, too. So, you know,
Eminent
yeah,
domain
Congressman.
starts to be an
Final
issue
word.
on the
Jump in real
overabundance,
quick.
wastage,
Jump in real
gravity
quick. You know,
before
there's a
Bill Gates or
difference.
Warren
The
Buffett
smallpox
kicks you in the
vaccine,
balls.
get vaccinated,
Whoever
and
that
then you
winds
have
up being in
built
town.
up the resistance for the rest of your
Moo!
life.
Moo!
This vaccine
Moo
already
with me.
we're finding out literally does not last as long as they thought. It's
So,
like a flu
at the Quickie
vaccine,
Mart about
and
why I
it
have bad
really does
attitudes.
not
It's not that I
necessarily
can't do
keep us
paperwork.
safe
It's not
for
that I
the
can't do
future.
Well, we
customer
gotta see
service.
if
One
every
thing I
year
can't
it
put
sounds
up with
like.
is
All
that
right,
from
Congressman Van Drew, it's good to
corporate.
see you. Thanks for coming
Like,
on.
I don't allow it.